Okay, I'm a little bit new to this, but I've been fooling around with it and thought I would start making some videos. So here you go. I've got this canvas. I've been watching some other people's ideas and trying to make mine better. So already I've put the frog tape on the inside. I was using some blue painter's tape, and it was awful. So I got the frog tape to try and keep that paint from running up onto the edges. Also, I saw some gentleman that had cut out some kind of backing and stuck it in there that helps keep I think he was really using it for resin, but it helps keep the top from sagging with all the weight of the paint and everything. So I thought, hey, I'm gonna give it a try. And so that's where we're at. Now, I am doing this thing that's kind of like reverse colors. I've got this canvas that it's a black canvas. There's no paint on here or anything yet. And I'm gonna do the colors first, and then I'm going to put in the colors that I would normally put in the flood as, you know, basically I'm just reversing it, the order on this. So here we go. Get some, it's probably going to turn into other colors, but I want to get this yellow in there because this yellow works nice. And these are just, I mean, I've got a whole bunch of other bottles that I've got mixed up, but I thought I would just use these DrKat fluid ready to pour. So that's what I'm using. And I don't have some of the green, but I'm sure that the yellows and blues will mix together and give me some green. And then there's the last one, is the purple or lavender. What do they call it? Yeah, they call it lavender. Get some of that in there. So I think that I've probably got plenty of paint here. I could be mistaken, but here we go. We'll give it a whirl. And I'm going to try and just stuck my finger in it. I should have just left all of this as it was, but I'm just kind of winging it for the most part. So we shall see how it turns out. And I am not concerned about a whole lot of stuff here because I am experimenting. That's always one of the most fun things about arts and crafts, is the experimenting. Never be afraid to experiment. And I know it's messy, and I know some people say it's bad for you, but I like to get my fingers in the paint. There's something about that tactile stuff going on. So let's see, I didn't push it off to get into all around the edges yet because I figure it's going to go there anyway, and I'll just fix that up. Now, for what I usually use for my flood, I've got this, which is actually scrapings off the table and mixed up with a little Floetrol, and hopefully it doesn't have any lumps in it because we got it pretty quick, but I need to use this part up, and since I'm experimenting, there we go. Let's see, how do I want to do this? I'm just going to go like this. This has a bit of a more gray than black. That's probably plenty of that. And I'm going to put my normal black in here too. I don't know if we'll be able to tell a difference or not. Yeah, maybe a little bit. And just to sweeten it up a bit, I'm going to throw in some silver. Give it that sparkle. And also, I'm going to throw in, this is Full Cart Dragonfly Glaze. It's a gold, red, and violet shift. So I'm going to throw this in there too because I like the sparkles. I'll just throw a little bit here and there. In what my paintings have turned out like, throwing in the sparkle, once everything gets dry, it gives it's almost like you can look through some of the sparkle, and it gives it the depth that I like to see. Also fighting with this fly buzzing around because, hey, flies all out here in the garage on occasion. Excuse me. And I am doing this very early in the morning because it gets so hot. I love that right there. That's very cool. That came out really nice. I like the reds, bringing a little bit of pop to it, a little color to it. I don't know, since I'm experimenting, I don't know, we've got some red popping up in here. But I might go back in and throw a little more color and blow a little more out because I don't like how it's so dull here. But anyway, there we have it. And once it's dry, I can bring it in and show it to you again. See what we get. Thanks for watching. Okay. Y'all, this is a big mess, but I backed up and said, I'm just experimenting, so hey, I'm gonna go for it. Now, this is probably not a good practice, but since I'm just fooling around here, I scraped a bunch of my excess paint off the table and threw it back up on the canvas. I know that it's going to be pretty well mixed grays and stuff, so I am thinking black and white with some of the dragon stuff on there, just to see if I can get some kind of pattern out of this. So let's see. I'm going to put my black on here, and of course, yeah, there is black in here, but it's kind of mixed in with all the other colors. And I'm going to put some white. And I'm going to come back in with this dragonfly glaze again, because I love the sparkles. Just see what happens. Y'all, I'm going to have paint everywhere because it's already blowing it up off the canvas. So all over the table, flying across the place. I'm telling you what, going bonkers here. Okay, let's see what we got. Well, some of that's pretty cool, and it's already popping, looking neat, but it's so boring, so bland. Needs more red. Red, red, red. And just fooling around with it, being a little goofy here, so we'll see what it does. This is pretty much probably more about getting paint to move than making a cool painting. I mean, before I started blowing this time, it kind of was looking a little bit more like a Pollock piece of just junk. But we will see. This is just all muddy in here because I blew it too much and too much mix of colors. But who knows? It might be interesting when it's all done. It might be that I let this dry and I absolutely hate what it's doing and I just paint over it. I've done that before. I don't know, maybe I'll just leave those dots. I really love this. This is pretty. But where did I put the torch? Let's see if anything comes up, because this is thick paint. I don't know if it's going to do anything. It may not do a thing because it's so much paint on there, and it's kind of a little bit on the thick side. So, anywho, just kind of messing around with it. Looks totally different from what I told you I'd show you at the end when it was dry, but we'll see. Be back when it's dry. Okay, folks. So this painting looks way different because after I turned off the camera, I kept messing with it and messing with it and messing with it. So It's pretty subdued on a lot of it, but I kind of like it. I don't know if anybody would buy something like this, although I've seen a lot of subdued with splashes of color in like offices. But anyway, it's almost dry enough to move around without worrying about anything slipping. You can see the texture up there where the waves of paint are still, because it's sitting there because it was so thick. But I think that'd be cool if it dried with those ridges, because I like the texture to it. But once it's completely dry, those will probably be a lot softer ridges. It almost looks like veins popping up. But anyway, several things that I've come across in the process of doing this. One, I had way too much paint to start with. Two, in my having fun experimenting, I scooped up the paint that blew off the canvas onto the table, and I kind of liked the way some of that did. Three, I blew the crap out of this thing, so it did overly mix some of the colors. You can see a little bit of the sparkle in there. We'll have to get it the rest of the way dry to be sure. It's got some cool spots on it. That's kind of interesting. Then we've got some of this up here. Now I don't have a bunch of cells or lacing, so to speak, but I like it's kind of like an explosion of the colors moving out. Let's see if I can get a different angle so that I don't have so much glare. But that's kind of cool. I like the red blowing out into the blue and whites. So anyhow, once it's completely dry and done its curing, I am going to put a layer of resin on it. And after I've got it resined and everything, if I still am not completely satisfied with it, I may go back and paint something else over the top to add into this painting. I like adding things, and this would be kind of just the background, and then maybe even add some stuff that'll make it more 3D with my 3D printer added into it. I think it'll be cool. So thanks for watching. Subscribe, click the bell. I'm going to be doing a lot more of these. Be on the lookout for, we're going to add a channel for the kiddos because they love to paint. And we are going to potentially try our Drunk Arts and Crafts. So that would be a lot of fun to do that one.